Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. To the devotees, Sri Ramakrishna speaking, gather all the information and then plunge in. Once you read the scriptures, then absorb, clarify everything in your mind. Each, if you want to read, again and again also read. But reflect on the meaning. You have to reflect on the meaning. The meaning, inner meaning comes through reflection, what we call manana. If you hear once, 1,000 times you have to do the manana. Ekavaram shrutam, sahasravaram mananam kritam. Again and again, cogitate, till the inner meaning shines forth. So much clarity. Every bit, small things, how the transformation takes. Everything, you have to, one thing is to understand, one thing is to go on experiencing within. We begin with imagination. The imagination leads to an understanding, and it is in imagination only. Suppose I think of Krishna. Krishna's photos are not there. Like Ramakrishna's photos, we don't have photos of Krishna. But so many pictures, wherever is, each picture differs from other. You will start liking one. When so many calendars come, the moment you see a picture, you will understand he is Krishna. And what you have seen earlier, all the pictures and understanding is different. There are some characteristics which identify each devata. Form may be different. I can make the face and body like a Chinese person. I can make like a Tibetan person. I can make like an American person. I can take and bring the picture of Krishna in that picture. How they differentiates? The clothes that he wears, a flute in the hand. Rama means a bow and arrow in his hand. Just a bow is sufficient to identify. The features, the bodily identity is different from the pictorial representation of a devata. From that we identify. Now, some picture you start liking, and that picture is of Krishna and his the paraphernalia which identifies him will be in your mind. So that will be, when you imagine all this picture which can identify Krishna in any form, any person coming as Krishna. So many, Krishnashtami day you can see so many children wearing Krishna dress and dancing and this, that and all programs. All are Krishnas. But nobody tallies. If they take fingerprint or anything, nothing tallies. Picture, identity card will not work. But everybody is Krishna. The identity of Krishna is developed, physical identity. Now that picture of the Krishna will be there in your mind. With that you bring an imagination of what you like and love in the most beautiful and most satisfying character. The humility, the love that he offers, all the defects that he doesn't see in you, all this. The characteristics are there in your mind. Your mind will create a picture of Krishna within itself and start imagining that Krishna is be like that, Krishna comes and all the Leela, then the Leela participates in your meditation or in your imagination. Then a picture which is most loving to you and presenting itself in most comfortable way with you is grasped. Now, mind, when the Leela comes into picture, again and again read the story, like Sri Ramakrishna's whole gospel is one part, his life is another part, the people who have seen him is telling about him is different. All this collectively slowly makes a possibility of contemplation. Contemplation means from imagination we enter into contemplation. Contemplation where the Leela is coming to picture. He must have gone like this for the bath in the river. How other peoples would have come. Somebody must have helped him to get into the water. All this is building up a story like. From imagine, contemplation is a large circle within which I am going to bring the Devata. Large circle. Then as the Leela part is becoming clearer, the circle goes on reducing. Now focusing begins on the other things will drop away. Now I am particular about the form. So now I visualize actually Sri Ramakrishna or Krishna standing, how the clear focusing picture of Krishna visualization. His hands are like this. Is the finger like this or he is like this? How should I do? This visualization. No, Krishna's hand is to play flute, so his fingers must have been like this. Now, from imagining, I visualize he's holding flute. How does the flutist hold the flute? I am visualizing as if Krishna is standing there and I am seeing every part of his. From imagination, we entered into contemplation, from imagination to contemplation to visualization. In visualization, clear picture along with the living presence, slowly living presence open up. And as we are thinking, living presence, it is living presence I am experiencing. Now heart is participating. After the visualization begins, heart fully starts. He can touch and feel like a baby. I can touch and feel. Like that he starts touching and feeling with heart. This is living presence of God. Living presence of God, when it comes, slowly the name, guna, property, all this fall off. His presence becomes more and more clear, and from that emerges out the Rupa of the Devata. Clear, actual vision of God. Actual, you see God standing in front of you in that form. Of course, later on He will reveal His true form. Oh, you are thinking of me in this form, so I came in that form. How did I look like when I was real Krishna on this earth? Do you know? He reveals Himself. Various forms that He has taken, which we can understand and within our reach, He starts. How that imagination begins and how it develops, you see, into realization, from imagination to realization. So, Sri Ramakrishna gathered all the information and then plunge in. How clearly he says, you see, now Krishna's devotee, you'll gather all the stories and this and that, which has come in Rudi, which has come in scriptures, and his own imaginations, gather all information and plunge in. You have to plunge in that Leela of the Lord, that you have forgotten the external world and your own bodily existence in whole thing, because you are plunging in it. Now you can't see the world outside. You can't see your own existence in this form. So you are like a person who is related and you are there in his presence, like a Gopa or Gopi, or like Yashoda or Devaki. And plunge in the... he is giving the example. Suppose a pot has dropped in certain part of the lake, of a lake. Lake is there, you went to fetch the water, and it slipped from the hand and went into the water. Now, huge lake, where will you search? Where the pot has dropped. You know where the pot has dropped. So you dive and take it out. Suppose a pot has dropped in a certain part of the lake. Locate this pot. Where I have to dive. And dive there, you'll get it. We have got the scripture knowledge where it is, where God is, in the core of your existence. Just like you go to the core of your existence and leaving one by one layer, you have to go in the same way, take the journey inward and go within to the core of your existence, where you are going to dive and find out God. One should learn the essence of scriptures from Guru and then practice sadhana. If one rightly follows spiritual discipline, then one directly sees God. What a powerful assurance you see. The discipline is said to be rightly followed only when one plunges in. Your identity is lost. Your vision is lost. The world was your vision. What you saw outside through the five senses was the reality. Now when you plunge inside, that world is now no more visible. The world of God is visible to you. Plunge. The discipline is said to be rightly followed only when one plunges in it. Till then, he has not understood and he has not put the efforts. One of the two. He has understood but he has not put the efforts, or he has not understood. The only two alternatives when he is not able to plunge in it. What will a man gain by merely reasoning about the words of the scriptures? The fools, they reason themselves to death over the information about the path. They never take the plunge. What a pity. They go on discussing, you see, religious conflicts, all words only. Ideals, differences, only words only. My path is right, my path is... The trying to struggle, the fighting is through the words. One who has understood the scriptures, immediately he is not bothered about anything external world. Oh, doesn't matter because it is constantly changing world. What to take as the reference point? When everything is changing, if water is flowing in the river, we can identify because bank is not shaking, bank is not flowing. If bank is also flowing, how will you identify? You will get a wrong answer. Relatively, some point which is fixed alone can give you the right meaning. So, otherwise it's relative. A train is also running, land also is running, and all things are individually running. Where is the point of reference? Now you see, one whole measurement on the earth is taken for actual practical purposes, a particular point in the village. From there, every distance is calculated. To identify any place, a particular, that is a strong bearing. From where everything, you see whole of Bangalore, any conflict comes regarding the place or anything, the main point that is taken for measurement of whole Bangalore is Nandi Hills. Nandi Hills, there is a point from where the distances are measured. Now, distances, after measuring some places, contacting, there it is, one more point is fixed. This is for this village, from every measurement will be taken from here. And it tallies with the whole contour, everything. It is a map, point in the map, which can never be changed. So from there, where is your house? This much distance. Many things we take railway station as the standard. From railway station, how far? What direction? Like that, if everything is changing, in this changing world, because everything is changing, you don't have a reference point except God. God is the only unchanging, the transcendental aspect. You are changing every moment. Bodily existence is changing, your identity. I, deep within, which is identifying with the changing body, is the reference point. I am growing, how do you know? Because I am seeing with reference to my I independent of body. I am entering into sleep, how do you know? Because I am experiencing, I is the point of reference where it is not changing. All other things are changing. My age is changing, my experience, my understanding. Every moment I am gaining and losing experiences. It is giving me, knowledge is increasing, age is increasing, time is increasing. So everything is changing. Changing is known by unchanging point, reference. Similarly, Prakriti, nature, and the beyond, they are all standard, unmoving. God, we say, unmoved prime mover. He is unmoved, but He is prime mover. He is making everything move. So, God is unmoved prime mover. And Jiva is unmoved witness. He cannot change. He is not a prime mover. He cannot move this world or anything. But he can know it is moving. He is an observant. God is the not only observant, He is not only witness. He makes it move. So, plunge. Half fools, they reason themselves to death over the information of path. Regarding path, they go on discussing and spend their life aimlessly instead of finding the reality. What a pity. You may say, even though you dive deep, you are still in danger of sharks and crocodiles, of lust and anger. I may be seriously doing spiritual practices, this, that, and all. Inside lust, kama, krodha, desires, all these are bothering. They are still alive. I am doing my dhyana, japa and all, but kama, krodha is not going. It is still there. You may say, even though you dive deep, you are still in danger of sharks and crocodiles. You may dive in the ocean, escaping the world. In there, another crocodiles and all you will find. That is lust and anger. You may dive within, but what you see is inside dirt. But dive after rubbing your body with turmeric powder. Then sharks and crocodiles will not come near you. The turmeric powder, what turmeric is, discrimination and renunciation. When you are diving within, dispassion towards the world, it will not attract you anymore. And discrimination, what is nitya, what is anitya, what is shashvata, what is ashashvata, what is eternal and what is transitory. All things, everything is transitory. What is eternal? Nitya. Nitya, nitya, nitya vastu viveka is called discrimination. Discrimination means viveka. What is viveka? Nitya and anitya. Eternal, unchanging and constantly changing flux. Viveka. And renunciation. Giving up anything that comes in the path of spiritual life. Objects are not renounced. Asakti, attachments are renounced. Objects are, mineness is dissolved. Objects will be there with you. It is mine, makes it. It's God's. I have a lot of money with me, but it belongs to God. I have a job. It belongs to God. I have health. Whom does it belong? It belongs to God. So, possessiveness is not there. Renunciation is not to have possessiveness regarding anything. Family, this, that, property he's having, he's using. His bank account is huge. Still, he doesn't feel he owns it. It is Lord's. Lord has kept with me. I am only a watchman looking after it. So that renunciation and this one, vairagya and viveka must be properly understood. Vairagya, dispassion. Dispassion doesn't mean detachment. Towards family and possessions, I have dispassion means it is not I am going to throw away things or reject and go away. I am not going to leave the family and go away. But attachments I am dissolving. I keep the family with them. I love them. Look after all their needs and everything I am doing. All that I am doing. But I am not rejecting it or throwing it away. But my attachments I am dissolving. Because attachments is what is going to give me pain. I love, I take care, I sacrifice for it without attachment. This is vairagya, viveka, vairagya. So this is to be cultivated so that world will no more hold you. The crocodiles, and they do not disturb you. To the devotees, God made me pass through the disciplines of various paths, almost all paths. You can say all paths. In Hinduism, you see so many approaches to God, so many ways of realizing God. Each is unimaginable dimensions, how to transcend their nature and go beyond through love of God, through wisdom, jnana, vairagya. Each is a path of yoga, constant remembrance, japa, japa siddhi, go on doing japa. So many paths to yoga. Patanjali Yoga Sutras following. Kundalini Yoga, waking up the Kundalini, Mantra Yoga, repetition of mantra, anything, so many paths and all lead to God. Thakur has done, individually has gone and practiced every discipline and found out the end. Oh, end is one, including other religions. Islam, Christianity, all these. God made me pass through the disciplines of various paths. First, according to Purana. Purana is mostly Bhakti Yoga. Then, according to Tantra. Tantra is techniques. Tantra means technology. Tantric knowledge, science and technology, Veda and Tantra. Tantra is how to attain, how to utilize. Science is what just truth it gives. Petrol burns gives so many calories of energy per gram. How to use it, how to extract it, how to use it in various ways, computer came, you see. It has entered into every field, from the warships to the ordinary day-to-day calculation of ABCD. Simple, basics, calculations, everything. Medical field, how that is entered, how it is being utilized in various, just computer technology. Like that, Tantra, all the various paths of Tantra he has practiced. There are 64 Tantras. I also follow the disciplines of the Vedas, Vedic path. At first I practiced sadhana in the Panchavati. I made a groove of tulsi plants and used to sit inside it and meditate. Sometimes I cried with a longing heart, Mother, Mother, or again, Rama, Rama. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.